Hello everyone. Today our group will be presenting on distribution in the supply chain and its growing importance in meeting customer needs efficiently. I'll begin by setting the scene, looking at how distribution has changed over time, the core functions that define it, and the trade-offs managers face. Then I'll outline the key strategies, challenges, and technologies shaping modern distribution. From there, my teammates Badasso and Hodder will take a closer look at specific problems companies encounter in distribution and the practical solutions being implemented. Finally, we'll bring everything together with our conclusions. So the framework for today's presentation is simple. First, the evolution of distribution. Second, its functions and trade-offs. Third, strategies and challenges. And finally, problems, solutions, and conclusions. Let's begin with the changing role of distribution in the supply chain. Chapter 10 looks at how distribution has changed in the supply chain. Today, it's all about speed, accuracy, and cost efficiency. Warehouses have evolved into distribution centers and now into agile fulfillment hubs. Amazon shows this best, growing to more than 842 facilities worldwide. The goal is to create what's called time and place utility, making sure products are available where and when they're needed. Distribution centers do this through four key functions: accumulation, sortation, allocation, and assortment. Together, these functions mean goods are collected, organized, broken down into customer order sizes, and mixed into the right combinations. But distribution also comes with trade-offs. For example, more facilities improve service but raise costs. Managers must balance space, equipment, and people to keep operations efficient. And today, many are turning to automation to reduce labor pressure and boost speed. Distribution strategy also has to adapt to real-world challenges. Challenges like labor shortages, demand swings, and rising customer expectations. Companies make big choices about where to hold inventory, how many facilities to run, and whether to use private warehouses or 3PL providers. Inside the facility, execution focuses on 5 steps: receiving, put away, picking, replenishment, and shipping. Success is tracked with KPIs such as order accuracy, timelines, and the perfect order index. And finally, all of this is supported by technology: warehouse management systems, barcodes, RFID, and automation.
Thanks, Zach. Now let's take a closer look at the problems and potential solutions facing TV Gadgetry. The first issue is the decline in the unit fill rate since August. This means that orders are not being completely filled from the available stock. For customers, this can be very frustrating because it leads to partial shipments or delays while waiting for back-ordered items. For the business, it can also increase costs since split shipments and extra handling reduce efficiency. Addressing this drop is essential to maintaining reliability in the supply chain. The second major issue is fulfillment accuracy, which experienced a significant drop in September. Fulfillment accuracy is about sending the right product in the right quantity to the right customer. When this KPI fails, it directly damages the customer's trust. A customer who receives the wrong item or the wrong amount may not only return the order, but also think twice about ordering again in the future. For TVG, that means a lot of lost sales opportunities and a higher return processing cost. The third area of concern is invoice and document accuracy, which has consistently been below the company's target. Even though this might sound like a small administrative issue, it can create serious knock-on effects. For example, incorrect invoices can delay payments, create confusion for customers, and slow down financial reporting. Over time, recurring errors can also damage the company's professional image. On the other hand, there is a bright spot: on-time dispatch is exceeding expectations. This shows that TVG's system and staff are highly capable of getting shipments out quickly. However, this strength may actually be masking a problem, and the company's strong focus on speed and productivity could be contributing to the mistakes that we see in fulfillment accuracy and documentation. In other words, TVG is meeting deadlines, but sometimes at the cost of quality. Overall, the challenge here isn't just fixing and isolated problems. It's about balancing speed with accuracy so that the efficiency does not come at the expense of customer satisfaction. Looking at these issues together, we can calculate TVG's overall performance order index, or POI. Currently, the POI sits around 75%, which is significantly below the target of 87%. The shortfall is mainly due to the drop in fulfillment accuracy and ongoing document errors. Improving these two areas alone would make the biggest improvement and raise the POI, and importantly, reducing the customer complaints. It's also worth noting the difference between August and September. In August, fulfillment accuracy was still quite high at around 97.8%, so the POI was much closer to the goal. By contrast, September's dip in accuracy pulled the index down sharply, making September the more urgent focus for management action. To put it simply, TVG doesn't need to reinvent its operations. It already performs well on speed and dispatch reliability. What we need now is a rebalancing, slowing down just enough to improve order accuracy and documentation, which will in turn lift the customer satisfaction and bring the POI back to the company's target.
So, the next question is, what do we do with the inadequacies of KPIs that were spotted during the previous investigation? These include fill rate, accuracy, and productivity deficiencies. Currently, our main focus should be on addressing these inadequacies I mentioned. TVG can focus on short-term actions that include staff incentives, SOPs, quality checks, and refresher training. Even though these are small steps, they can lead to a significant impact quickly. Next, TVG also needs to focus on medium-term actions that are more about structure. This includes mostly standardization of invoices, labor management, and undertaking barcode scanning in order to reduce errors. In addition to short and medium-term actions, long-term actions should not be overlooked. These are more about transformation, which includes reslotting SKUs to make it easier to pick high-volume items, establishing a complete WMS, and assessing KPIs on a regular basis to ensure that progress is being made. Next, when considering the benefit of a warehouse management system, accuracy is the first and most evident among all. You often experience a decline in customer complaints as you start ensuring accuracy in orders and invoicing. Further, it also leads to enhancing productivity as the technology can optimize choosing routes and activities, and personnel spend less time than usual moving around the warehouse. In addition to all this, real-time insight and simpler tracking of KPIs are also ensured by this WMS. The visibility advantage permits managers to spot issues before they become more serious. Moreover, training becomes considerably simpler when staff turnover is high, as new hires may immediately become familiar with the system rather than simply relying on manual techniques. Lastly, this leads to reducing expenses, a lower error rate, and a scalable process as the business grows. Findings and conclusion. To sum all this, the KPI assessment provides us with a clear picture. While on-time delivery is going well, the unit fill rate and fulfillment accuracy are the main concerns. Further, high employee turnover and manual paper-based procedures are mostly behind these gaps. This also accounts for the increase in consumer complaint levels. Short-term stabilization can assist in quality checks, staff training, and SOPs. But looking ahead, warehouse management system must be the long-term solution for long-term enhancements. That's what will ultimately lead to enhancing precision, increasing productivity, reducing expense, and above all, producing steady client satisfaction.